All right, everybody, good morning. For those who've already purchased the system, thank you very much for buying the Triple Arrow trading system. This particular video is for those who have purchased it, and if you haven't, when you do get around to buying our system, I'm going to show you what I personally look for when I'm looking to take on a trade. The Triple Arrows, I told you guys, my favorite time frame is the 30-minute chart. As you can see, we're on the M30, so this is a 30-minute chart. So what I do is I literally just come right in. I was telling my wife, I see a lot of people on Sunday analyzing charts, doing chart markups and all these different things. I don't waste my time with it. I don't, it's not necessary with our system. So you get to spend more time hanging out with your family rather than marking up charts and doing all this other stuff. So when I do decide to look at the charts, right now it is 4:41 a.m. Close to 5 a.m. Central Time, and I noticed that around that time, if you would, even if you found a good setup, they usually reset around that time, and so you get a better entry. So yeah, as soon as you enter a trade, you're going to be upside down because the broker split, and it's the difference between the bid-ask spread and all these different things. So it's cool. But here's the 30-minute chart. I just entered in on this trade right here. Triple arrows to the downside, 1, 2, 3. But what do I look for? So what I do is I just simply go to my charts. And as you can see, I set up my currency pairs in alphabetical order: A, C, E, G, N, and U. So for the USD, and then you have that. And all you do is you can simply, they'll be all scrambled. You can just simply slide them in place. That's all. Slide it. Just drag them until everything is in order. And then what I do is I go through all my Aussie pairs, and I'm just looking for a great setup. Let me see how fast I'm analyzing my charts. I'm just looking for the triple. See this? It's just, if I don't see it, I keep it moving. That's all I do. All right, see, triple arrow, that was a great one, and it dropped big, but too late. So I just keep going, and I flip through. Oh, look at there. See, here's one right here, Swiss. And this is one I'm actually in. As you can see, 1, 2, 3. And then I click on the 1 hour chart. Oh, triple arrow's there. That's a double confirmation. I check on the 4 hour. Oh, there goes a big arrow saying that it's supposed to go down to the downside. And there goes a big arrow on the daily as well. So that's the reason why I took that trade. So I see the setup on the 30-minute. I verify if it's one on the 1 hour. Oh, yep, it's there. And then I look for the big arrow only on the 4 hour and the daily. And that's when I take that trade. Okay, and let's go and find another. Okay. You just wake up and look for that. All right, that's the CAD. Yeah, I see that one, but I'm already, and here's something I don't do. If I'm already in a JPY pair or, or any other pair, I don't try to, let me refresh it so you can see that. See, Swiss JPY. Now, there's no need to overload on any other pair that has a JPY pair or vice versa, because if one does actually lose, due to news event or something happens and it spikes up in the wrong direction, and I'm overloaded because I bought multiple sets of these trades with the same exact pair, then I pretty much, that's when people blow their account. Now I'm going to be doing a video on how to avoid blowing your account. So I diversify my trading portfolio if I'm going to be in multiple pairs. So since I'm already in the Swiss JPY, I'm not going to take a JPY pair on another set. So I keep it moving, all right? And so now I'm just tossing them in. See, just tossing like a salad. Toss it like a salad. I don't like that. I like them fresh when I'm way up here. See, now it's down here. Too late. It did work. As you can see, triple arrows did work, but it's too late. So I'll keep going. Look for something else. And I'm just tossing them in. Here's a great head and shoulders pattern. But again, this is to the Euro JPY. What did we say? I'm already in the Swiss JPY. So no need to get in another one. Keep it moving. All right, and I keep tossing them in. And then, oh my goodness, look at here. Another head and shoulders. And for those who's brand new, you have the left shoulder, the head, and the right shoulder. So our head and shoulder is where you have a lower, goes up, comes back down, and then it comes back up, and it levels off pretty much right to exactly to this length right here, not all the way to the top. They call that a head and shoulders pattern, okay? Pretty simple, but either way it goes, we don't care. We go 1, 2, 3. Isn't this the same exact one I showed you originally when I started the video that was in negative territory? See, right here, it's dropping into positive territory. So when you first get into a trade, it's going to be in red, but just hold on tight. Don't worry. Now, why do I like this one? Again, I go to the 1 hour. Oh boy, look at there. Fresh triple arrows at the top. And where do I move my stop loss? I move it right above, and I got two positions. So I'm going to move both of these stops right above the big arrow. And you can use it, move it above the big arrow on the 30-minute chart, so you can keep an even tighter stop loss on the 30-minute. That's why I like it. But you can also do it on the 1 hour. But look at here. 4 hours says the same thing. Arrow to the downside on the daily, and we can't even check the weekly. Oh, well, look at there. Triple arrows on the weekly as well. 1, 2, 3. So even all the way out to the weekly is saying this thing is going to drop, and this is the Euro GBP. Okay. So anyway, for those who had already received the signal, they should already know what to do. But that's exactly what I'm looking for. Trade setup on the 30-minute, verifying on these others, and then I know for sure I can be comfortably in that trade. Okay, so that's another one. Let's look at this one. I'm not in this one, but see, here's what you do. Triple arrow, 1, 2, 3, because it came back and retested, but we already know it's going to go back down. And there we go, 4 hour, and here we go. See, okay, no problem, easy peasy. And then you just swipe back in. Swipe. See, I'm just tossing them in until I see something. This is how I analyze my charts, literally. I don't do all that drafting and drawing and, trend line and counting levels, and I just toss it in. Okay, this might not be a bad one. This is a huge M. Go to the 1 hour. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. 1, 2, 3. And do we see a big arrow on the 4 hour? No. Okay, there's not a big arrow on the 4 hour. Let me bring this screen down. See, it's green to the upside. So you could take it for a short spin backwards. Not saying this is not a good trade. You could take it, because again, sometimes it just pulls back for maybe 60 to 100 pips. But there's more opportunity. I just keep it moving. Now, if there isn't a whole lot of opportunity, sometimes I do take those, and then the stop loss is so tight until not that big of a deal. But since there's other fruit on the tree, why don't we look for better fruit? Okay, there we go. See, we're up 23 pips on this one. Triple arrows to the downside on the 1 hour. All right, and so this is one of those that last week we were holding from last week. Yeah, it's still showing up here that it's going up, but see, it hit to our resistance line and it came down. Okay, and so therefore, yeah, we're just playing to the backward side. So eventually it's going to go back up. So this is just one of the ones I'll just play it off the 30-minute and get my pips and get out of there. Okay, and this is gold. Same thing. Look at that, triple arrows to the downside. What did the 1 hour say? 1 hour doesn't have the triple arrows yet, but obviously it's going to be playing backwards. This is a short trade because we do not see triple arrow setup or even a big one. So that's that. All right. So that's all I do to analyze my charts. And then after I've ran through all of these, which literally takes me about 5 minutes to do, I come back and sometimes I have a little note paper on the best setups that I saw. And it seems like the best setup was actually right here. The Euro GBP. It had exactly what I'm looking for. Confirmation on all time frames, going all the way from the 30-minute to the daily, because you don't have to check the weekly, but if you want to, you can. But for the big arrow is showing up all the way out to the daily. So the 30-minute, I will put my money on this one, and then I'm done trading, looking for my trades, and I just let it run, and I'm out for the day. I'm finished. See, that's pretty much it. Easy peasy. 30-minute setup, check on the 1 hour. 4 hour and daily for a big arrow, just for confirmation of direction. Take the trade, put your stop loss in, and then pause and leave it alone. All right. So I'll pause this video, come back later on. Let's see what happens later on. Okay. Okay, everybody. This is the Swiss JPY trade. We are already in profit on that one, 13 pips. But more importantly, here's the one that we just recorded. I put the video on pause, came back about 30 minutes later, and already we are in profit. So as you can see, and for those who took the signal, I know you're happy about that, depending on your lot size, but it has a lot more running to go because the triple arrows has just come up. And so, well, not just, but, we call it at just a pristine time. And so for those who are watching this video later, remember in the beginning of the video was in negative territory. I told you that's the way it is. Anytime you open a trade, it's going to open up in negative territory first. The broker split or buy sell split, whatever you want to call it. The spread is what they call it. And so you're going to pay the house first, and then you start making your margin. So this thing has a long way to go. How do I know? Let me slide this screen down a bit, and I'm going to find a better screen sharing service. But in the meantime, we'll have to use this. Let me show you guys something real quick, and then we'll be done with this video here. All right, I didn't want to do that. Hold on a second. I want to take that auto scroll off and let's slide the screen over. As you can see here, and let me shrink this a bit so you can see it a little bit better. But the last time, and we'll move it here, the last time it actually showed the triple arrows, it was right here. 1, 2, 3, and this thing took off all the way up to the top here. And that, if we measure it, let's see how many pips that was. That was, we'll just say here where you enter it again, 129 pips. And let's see how many days it took for that to happen. So we're going to expand the screen again and go over. And it took approximately 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, about 8 days on this. So it's a slow moving pair, which is good for those who's taking this trade and you're working. It won't have to zip real fast and drop real quick and bounce up. So, hey, that was 129 pips in about a week or two, a week and a half, I say. So it was just one trade. But, hey, if you had a large lot size, 129 pips, I know you're happy. Okay, so anyway, we're just going to write this down. And again, we're in other trades as well. We're also in this one, which has performed very beautifully. This is the USD JPY. We had the triple arrows. We ended up way up at the top here. When we seen the triple arrows at the very beginning, that's another thing I like about it. Get you in real early. As you can see, the same thing happened here, triple arrows. So as soon as we see them triples, we get in early. We put our stop loss right above the red. And so therefore we are in, the worst case scenario. It just goes from here to here, and that's your stop loss. That's the worst case scenario. But as you can see, this thing typically can fall for miles. So compared to this little short stop loss here, your win-loss ratio is tremendously huge. I know a lot of people go for those 1-to-1 risk ratios and all that stuff. Try 1 to 100 risk ratio, okay? And that's what we do here with the trading system, because again, the stop loss, you get in early. As soon as you see them triple arrows, the earlier the better. You jump in, put your stop loss up here, and just leave it alone. We're already up 30 pips on this one, and so that's one that is running as well. And so I just wanted to, let me see, did we get in this one? No, I didn't get in this one. Okay, well, on my other account I did, but I got in this one as well. It did come down, perform beautifully. Now it did a retracement, and I already know where it's going because we have 1, 2, 3 triple arrows, and so this one should resume its pattern as well. But either way it goes, you guys got enough information. Enjoy your week. Bye.